Thanks so much for making our tails wag by watching this guest interview from Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life.
Pause up, pet pals. Welcome to Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life Show. I'm your host, Arden Moore. We welcome great guests today. First up, we will introduce you to a new breed of canine cops and their talented humans. And then we will chat with Nancy Hassel. She's the founder of the American Pet Professional Group. She's going to introduce some possum pet business tips. All right, first up, I salute our two guests. We have Sergeant John Farrell and Officer Rachel Jolliff. They're from the police department at Northeastern University in Boston, Mass. Check it out, because for all you internet folks checking it out on YouTube, joining them is a real big dog on campus. I'm talking Cooper. Cooper is a new breed of canine cop. Hey, all of you, welcome you both, Rachel and John. And hey, pause up, Cooper.
Pause up.
Hey, let's just dive in, because this is kind of a new trend in the world of law enforcement. And I am so jazzed. I humbly have a therapy dog named Kona, but Cooper outranks Kona. So first up, we have Sergeant John Farrell. Tell us, what kind of canine cop, this lovable, is it an English Labrador Retriever? Yeah. What kind of cop is this dog, Cooper?
Well, he's an English cream retriever.
Okay.
If I'm saying that right. And Cooper is a community resource dog, a CRD.
Okay.
As we call it in cop talk. And he's meant to be just that, a resource to our community. And he has been. He's been knocking it out of the park. He's been absolutely fantastic. So canines have been around in policing, obviously, for a long time. It's a new breed of, if you know, pardon the pun, of...
oh, we're full of puns on this show. Go for it.
Of canines.
Yeah.
That, Rachel's going to tell you a little bit about the training that she and Cooper went through. Rachel's his handler. But they went through some pretty intense training, community resource dog training with our friends from Golden Opportunities for Independence.
Yes, we want to give them a shout out.
Yeah.
So
they've been great.
So I know Cooper's name, and we're going to get Rachel up for this answer. Cooper, there was a whole campus-wide contest to name Cooper. And I kind of like the backstory and how Cooper got the name, because it references one of the programs on campus, right, Rachel?
It does. Cooper was named after our co-op program.
Get it, guys? Cooperative Education Program, Cooper. Okay. So tell us, what kind of training have you had to do? Can I call you Rachel, or am I supposed to call you Officer Rachel?
Rachel and John.
Okay, good. And Cooper, okay, to just call you Cooper?
Yeah, you don't have to call him by his title.
So, I mean, I know you've been a police officer for a number of years. How many years?
22 here at Northeastern.
Yeah,
very good.
Started at the same time, actually.
Really? Awesome. So what made you say, I think I want to have a partner that has 4 legs and a tail?
I joined the engagement unit roughly 5 years ago, and I was looking for a new way to connect and engage with our different communities on campus. And I was seeing an increase in emotional support animals on campus. So I thought if we got our own canine unit, that would help us connect and engage with students.
Oh, that's interesting. So, Sergeant John, what do you mean? Students are bringing emotional support animals to campus. And what's some of the reasons?
A wide variety of reasons. They have to register their support animal through the Disability Resource Center at Eastern, which is fine. And these animals are helping students cope with a whole host of issues: anxiety, depression, PTSD, a range of things. And so it's been, we have seen as a police department that these pets have been a great resource to students. And it was Rachel's brainchild, really, to come up with the proposal. She mentioned the unit that we're a part of. I run a unit here called the Community Engagement Unit.
Okay.
The concept of engagement is key to what we believe makes a successful police department.
That means you talk to students, you interact, right?
Exactly right. In order to build trust between police and the people they're called to protect and serve, you have to have communication. You have to have meaningful connection, and that isn't always easy to do. And as a matter of fact, it can be quite challenging. People have a host of reasons why they are reluctant to speak with police. Sometimes the only connection that one makes is after someone's been victimized in some way, shape, or form. So it was Rachel's idea to let's get a canine for the purpose of engagement. And
yes, I love that.
You put together a tremendous proposal that just took traction, and then it was okay. Let's pursue this. And
I'm laughing because I think this is important work, but wake up, Cooper! Quit napping.
He's so chill right now. He is absolutely chill.
Well, Rachel, let's talk about some specifics, because there are service dogs and they're highly trained, and there is a little bit of a gray area with emotional support, because sometimes people don't properly train their dogs, and they could be a little unruly. Obviously not Cooper. Cooper's been specifically trained. What kind of training process did you two undergo? How many weeks? What are some of his superpowers, would you say, on campus?
Cooper trained with GOFI, Golden Opportunities for Independence, out of Walpole, Mass. And he was picked at about 4 weeks old out of the litter. And his training started shortly after that. And it was 15 months of training. And he received 4 different certificates of completion through the AKC out of that training.
I'm thinking Canine Good Citizen.
Yeah.
What are some of the other things? Yeah.
Puppy Star, Canine Good Citizen, Public Access, and then the CRD certificate.
Okay, cool.
And it was roughly 18 months of training.
Right. And you have background in pets. I mean, I know, I'm going to just spill the beans. In addition to being an amazing officer on campus, Rachel is one of the newest people to be certified as a professional pet first aid CPR instructor with Pro Pet Hero. I teach the program. That's how I met Rachel. So what's your take on being able to get your two loves of law enforcement and dogs as a job?
It's a dream. It's everything and more. I'm very, very lucky. I love what I do. I can wake up and enjoy going to work every day and love what I do.
And how old is Cooper, and how much does he weigh?
Cooper will be 2 in October, and he's roughly 70 pounds.
And so he's going to grow a little bit more, right?
A little bit, yeah.
And when's his birthday? Because I'm an October baby. Maybe we're twins. I don't know.
October 19th.
Oh, man. October 6th.
Just missed it.
Hey, what is one thing, we're going to go to a break in about a minute, but what is one thing that Cooper does that turns heads on campus? Either one of you can answer that.
That's a tough one.
He is so damn cute. That's kind of what he does. The fact is, I'll ask her to come back to the office. Hey, I need you back here by such and such time. And she'll be 15, 20 minutes late. I'm texting her, I'm calling her. And she's like, Sarge, I left 4 minutes ago. But he just walks through, and students go, oh, is that Cooper? Can we see him? And so he just, people.
He's a rock star. It's hard to get
really
from here to there when you have a rock star, right?
Yeah. And then, you know what, after the break, maybe we could talk more about the fact of what happens in that engagement once.
Right. We're going to plunge in.
That's what's been key to the success of this guy.
I have a feeling Rachel has never been late until she got partnered with Cooper, right, Rachel?
Absolutely, 100% correct.
Hey, everybody, we're speaking with Sergeant John Farrell and Officer Rachel Jolliff, and we've got the sleeping Cooper in their lap. They're at Northeastern University in Boston. We're going to plunge into more about what they do and what Cooper does after we take this little break. So listen to our sponsors, sit, stay. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life Show. I'm your host, Arden Moore. We're talking with Sergeant John Farrell and Officer Rachel Jolliff. They're at the Northeastern University campus in Boston, and they've got something of a trend setting. And this is happening across not only on campuses, but in cities. I know in South Florida, I actually write a pet column for them, and there is the police dogs that do search and rescue and do sniff out narcotics and get the bad guys and bad gals. Hey, could happen either way. And now you've got a new breed of canine cop. And I'm thinking going to college, going to a university can be pretty stressful. It's first time away from home. You have major tests, you have reports. Rachel, tell us the role that Cooper is playing, because I think he's going to lift everybody's grade point average and elevate their moods.
He does. Cooper is very good at providing emotional support to students and staff. Students will call up before a test and ask just to visit with Cooper, or if
really?
they have time adjusting to college, whether it be they're homesick. We get students that do one-on-ones for a different array of reasons. It could be for mental health, stress, anxiety, depression, or just regular stressors of everyday life.
And I understand you say emotional support. So what is he doing? Give me, I know you can't give a specific student's name, but can you give a specific example where you sat back and went, that's my Cooper?
Yeah, we have a student that came in. He had lost his aunt very unexpectedly, and he came in and he sat with Cooper a couple times a week for about a month.
Wow.
And come in, and Cooper would pick up on his emotional state. And sometimes Cooper would just be goofy and do goofy things and get a chuckle out of him. And then sometimes he did his pressure, and he would lay on the boy's lap and just act as a weighted blanket.
Nice. And what quality, Sergeant John, do you think it takes for a dog like Cooper to be in this new role of canine cop? How do you know that they are intuitively tapped into your emotional state and know what to do?
Well, we had to rely on the folks at Golden Opportunity for Independent to when he was just a pup and his to look for, I guess there's certain qualities that they look for in a dog. All I know is that he's friendly with so many people. I honestly believe that he senses whether he just picks that up. He's naturally.
Sorry, everybody on radio. He just gave a big old slobbery kiss to Rachel. Yes, go ahead.
Or if it's part of his training, but there'll be days when I'm stressed and I'll sit down and we'll be talking. We were talking just before the show began. I was telling Rachel about something I was stressed about. He, I don't know if he heard the word or he just sensed it. But
he felt your emotional state. They smell our pheromones.
He's been on me the whole time. And there's other. She gave an example. There was a student that got off a train here in Boston, and he was just randomly attacked by somebody. He was punched, and turned out that the subject was just had some issues, and it was just a random attack. But after that, we obviously responded. He turned out to be a student. We gave him, took the report and gave him the list of services that the university offers. And we also, this is where we're thankful to our brothers and sisters on patrol, because they're now saying, hey, I know you've been traumatized by this incident. We do have this dog Cooper, and he had said, oh yeah, I've seen Cooper. I'd love to meet Cooper.
Excellent.
And he visited for weeks after that. Came to our headquarters and just hung out with Cooper, and that was all it took to get him, back. Obviously, that was a very traumatic experience, but that's another.
That's good. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I was doing some research, and I understand that when Cooper had his first birthday, you all had a dog-friendly cake for him on campus, and everybody joined. I mean, he literally is probably a big dog on campus, wouldn't you say, Rachel? And how is it? I mean, you start your day, you're walking all over. How big is this campus? You're getting your miles in with Cooper. Can you kind of give us that flavor?
Yeah, Cooper's day is built around whether we get requests for him through students or staff. We do engagements, and then we just do walkthroughs on campus. And we average a couple miles a day just walking through the campus. Our campus is about 73 acres.
Okay.
Which isn't that big, but we walk all around the different populated areas where students will be, and they really think of him as a celebrity. They run after him. They take selfies with him.
Nice.
Him.
I bet you're the one having to hold the camera sometimes, right? It's never you. It's always the dog, right?
Yep.
and the key.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the key to the success of those moments when they do come up is that Rachel, as the handler, will use that opportunity to engage with the student. Where are you from? What do you study?
Excellent.
What do you know about our department? Do you know that we teach CPR and self-defense classes, and we offer this service, that service, and it begins. He's
an icebreaker, isn't he?
Yeah, it's an icebreaker, and it's also so many times students have told us that, I never would have just come up and started talking to a uniformed police officer.
I like that. Okay, we got about a minute and a half left. So, is there any silly special tricks Cooper does besides look darn adorable?
He does his boops. Cooper.
Boops?
Yeah.
Boop.
Boop, boop.
Boop.
Give me a boop.
So she gives you a little nose on the face. Other things?
That's how he gives us little kisses.
Yeah.
I don't know if boop is a professional term, but it's
working, isn't it?
It's a nudge, I guess, like a loving nudge.
So is he going to be able to go to class and maybe get a PhD, which is pretty happy dog degree?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try to make that happen. Sure.
All right. We got about 45 seconds for each of you. John, you've been a police officer a long time.
No.
New breed. You like him?
I absolutely do. He has. I say it all the time. He has been absolutely phenomenal. He's knocked it out of the park. He's making conversations happen and relationships happen between police and those they serve.
That's good.
That would not have happened were it not for him and his personality. He's been great.
And Rachel, he comes home with you, doesn't he?
He does.
So does he take his uniform off and become a dog?
He does. We'll take his vest off, and then he knows he's just a dog.
All right. We've been speaking with Sergeant John Farrell and Officer Rachel Jolliff, and they're at Northeastern University.
That's right.
We're
Go
gonna.
Huskies.
What's that?
Go Huskies. That's
go. I think it's hilarious. You got a lab, but your mascot is a
Huskies,
husky. Yeah. But we're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we return, we're going to have our second guest, and that is Nancy Hassel.
Thanks so much for making our tails wag by watching this guest interview from Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life.
Four-Legged Life.
Make sure to subscribe so you're up to date with all of our Four-Legged Life content.